So, one, you can ask, is that fair or not? And the person to answer that question is not going to be us to answer that question. But back to the parent who did that, right? Is there consequences for actions, right? Right? Because if there are no consequences for actions, then that means God is not just. But if there are consequences for actions, that means God is just. The same thing can be seen in that story of Naaman and Gehazi, right? He took an action. There was a consequence to the action. He received a curse, but the consequence that he received, the action that he took gave him a consequence, and the consequence is something that is going to be passed down or more permanent. And that's where we can see kind of like this generational curse, so to speak. Um, and this is something that we're looking more so like at the fleshly level here on earth. It's not necessarily a condemning thing where, you know, Gehazi and all his descendants are condemned to hell. It's no, that their flesh now has consequence. And if you were to think about it, if we relate back to the story of Job, when Job's is kind of arguing with God, asking God, whether things are just or unjust. Um, God is the one at the end of the day that is the creator of heaven and earth, and He is the one that decides whether something's just or not. And He doesn't have to explain Himself, but at the same time, um, God shows that He's just through His own character, um, in the way He operates with just like the basic logic and principles of how the world is, like how I explained, right? If you take an action, there's going to be a consequence to it. And the consequence can either be immediate, right? Like if I touch something hot, I'm going to get burned, or it can be something more long term, like I mentioned with the marijuana and the changing of your epigenetics that'll now affect your entire offspring bloodline, right?